okay, I'm gonna be a software engineer. I'm gonna be just writing code like every day, like, oh, it's super good code, like blah blah blah. That's like so much fun. Like I'm gonna do that all day.
What's up, coders? My name is Greidi Ajalik. I'm an embedded software engineer, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be reacting to a video called "A Real Day in the Life of a Software Engineer" by Justin Hammond. Before we get started with this video, I want to make sure I will hit the like button for Justin, and I will subscribe to his YouTube channel, and consider doing the same for this video and to my channel. So Justin, let's see how your real day as a software engineer looks like. That is so true. If you want to see all the catered food and a campus tour of a software engineer at Google, you can watch my previous video. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Like, honestly, yeah, that's very typical. I would say like my day looks like that. Like I just like get something real quick in the morning. I don't actually eat until like 10 a.m. But I just try to have something quick and just get back to work and keep going. Unless my wife makes something nice, I'll have that. But other than that, it's pretty much like waffles or something like that. So nothing crazy. That's a good one. So I have a coworker for the day as well, or pretty much all the time. And my coworker is laying there. All he does is sleep. He's gonna be a software engineer one day too. A dog software engineer. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I feel like that's a typical place to go to really start looking at what's your to-do list for the day. Like what can you do today? What can you work on? What are the priorities? I personally, or our company uses Jira. So I go to Jira, jump in there and look stuff. I always check my Gmail, but there's literally nothing there. So that's about it. So it's maybe like 1 or 2 emails about code reviews, like or something like that. But I don't get much email, which is nice, which is good. I don't want to jinx it, so hopefully it stays that way for at least some time. So that seems like a lot of effort to do on the emails, move them into like a new email box. I guess if you want to stay organized, I personally just use the search on the top to like search for keywords or who sent the email or anything like that. Code reviews are so important. So no matter what tool you use, whether you use Code Collaborator or anything similar like that, man, I just can't emphasize how important they are, and it's awesome that Justin's showing that. I think that's a really good thing to do. I go through those as well when they come up. I don't have them daily. Some days I have multiple, but yeah, usually some of them can be very time consuming depending on how many changes there are. I feel like that's like one of the first things I do personally. I log into VPN. A lot of the things I need to access I need the VPN, so I can't even access the code reviewer tool without logging into VPN. It's so true. Automation is highly important. So all these tedious tasks, all these tedious tests that you need to run, they can just become so time consuming. So it's better to write scripts that will do that automatically. So whenever you commit something, it will run that script automatically, or you run it personally on your computer automatically. Whatever you do, automation is truly important, and it's making a software engineer's life so much easier. So that's definitely a benefit. And there are like test engineers or automation engineers that actually are dedicated to only do that, essentially, to write those scripts, to make sure they're automated, to make sure that they're testing the correct requirements and everything. So automation, highly important. This is like highly important as well. I think a lot of employers recognize this, that people have their personal lives, their appointments in the middle of the day, whether it's doctor's appointment or anything like that. So you can take that time, go for an hour, do your thing, come back, return to work, and it's not a big deal. So yeah, I think it's really beneficial for maintaining a work-life balance. And for Justin, he has a little baby, so obviously he needs some time. And I feel like the employee will appreciate the employer so much more because of this, of being able to get this flexibility and do all that. Stand-ups, highly important again. Our team personally has them 3 times a week, and they're short. Just a quick overview of like what we've been working on, what work do we need to do we need anything from the team, do we have any questions, and so on. So it's a great point to touch base. So yeah, honestly, I think a common misconception is like that.
Okay, I'm gonna be a software engineer. I'm gonna be just writing code like every day. Oh, it's super good code. Like blah blah blah. That's like so much fun. Like I'm gonna do that all day.
But really, how much time you're actually going to be spending time on writing code is significantly less. So in this case, Justin didn't start writing code until sometime after 12 p.m. If you're going into software engineering, know that you're going to be doing a lot of code reviews, you're going to be doing a lot of task management, you're going to be doing a lot of meetings and documentation. Oh, so much documentation. Whew. There's a lot of documentation. And eventually you're going to be writing some code. Sometimes you just use like Stack Overflow for like the easiest things ever.
How do you define an array in C?
After you like search for it, you're like, I know this. Like why did I even search for it? Like whatever changes you've done and just making sure your project builds, it can be very time consuming sometimes, and it probably comes down to like this super easy thing that you like forgot. Our company personally doesn't do pair programming, but I think it's something I would probably consider and want to bring up at some point. I feel like this was just a point where Justin just want to show you that, hey, I have a standing desk and I use it for 30 minutes a day, which is literally me. I don't even use it sometimes. This is very true. So before you wrap up your day, it's really good to like put in your commits, whether you work in a branch, an SVN or something like that, and just make sure that everything's kind of tied up. If something happens overnight, like you, I don't know, drop your laptop accidentally, or I don't know, your apartment catches on fire, everything is already in your company's database somewhere, and you don't need to worry about that. You just lost like a week's amount of work. That's pretty cool. So playing Among Us with your coworkers. I usually wrap up my work at 5 p.m. I just go straight from 8 to 5. There are days that I just work longer until like 7, 8, depending on if there's something critical that needs to be done and it's timeline sensitive. Usually study after work, or I work on editing the YouTube videos. So that's pretty much it. Sometimes I also spend time with my wife, and like we watch TV shows and stuff like that. But thank you so much, Justin, for putting this video together. I would say it's fairly accurate. I was really hoping that he would be talking in this video actually, like just instead of like putting the text there. But I mean, it gave a good overview of what an actual day of a software engineer looks like. So good job, Justin. Highly recommend. If you didn't like his video, go ahead and do that. Make sure you hit the like button for this video, for the YouTube algorithm, and make sure you subscribe to this channel as well. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys next time.